Hello all, this is a project screencast by Team E for SOEN 6031 Software Comprehension Maintenance. The agenda for the screencast is execution of the non-refactored code. We would be executing the refactored code and then we would execute certain smell identifying tools and also certain metrics identifying tools. Execution of non-refactored code. The project that we chose is an ATM simulation. It can be run by one user at a time. It can be used by one user at a time rather. We would simulate the various steps involved in the ATM, such as loading of cash, withdrawal, balance inquiry, depositing amounts, cash, etc. The ATM card and the PIN associated with it are predefined. So I'm going to execute the original version of the project. So the first step is to turn on the ATM. I would then have to load the amount into the ATM, and it is in terms of $20 bill. So I'm going to choose 10 $20 bills. Click to insert card. And here I'm choosing the card number and then the PIN associated with it. The first step that I would like to do is say withdrawal from my checkings account, an amount of $40. As you can see, an amount of $40 is being displayed, as well as a receipt of the transaction is being displayed. I take the receipt and I'm going to do one more transaction of depositing amount into my checkings account, say an amount of $30. It's asking me to enter the amount into the envelope and insert the envelope. Again, a receipt is generated. I take my receipt and I'm not going to do any other transaction, so I'm coming out of it. The card is being ejected, a simulation of it, and I'm going to turn off the ATM. We would now be executing the refactored code. This is our refactored code, and I'm going to run it again. We are going to follow the same steps. So I'm going to turn on the ATM and load 10 $20 bills. I'm simulating an insertion of a card, and I'm giving the card number as well as the PIN number. The first transaction would be, say, withdrawal from my checking account of the same amount of $40. A receipt is being generated. I take the receipt and I'm going to do another transaction of depositing the same amount of, say, maybe $40 again, or no, let me do $30 itself. Click to insert envelope. A receipt is being generated. Let me do one more transaction of balance inquiry from my checking account. which is the same as the receipt generated. So I'm not going to do any other transaction. So I'm ejecting, the card is being ejected, and I'm turning off the ATM. The next item on our agenda is to run certain smell identifying tools. We will be running JDeodorant, PMD, and check style. So for the original code, I'm going to run JDeodorant. I've installed it in my Eclipse, and we have this tab called Bad Smells, where I can choose the kind of smells that I would like to identify. I'm going to do a list of feature NV. These are the list of instances of feature NV that have been identified. And in this tool, entity placement metric is being used as a value to indicate the feature NV smell. Let's try one more. Probably God class. So to execute it, I click on this, and then I need to click this I, which identifies the bad smells. And it gives me the list of God class and instances. Again, you would see the entity placement value over here. We would now run another tool, say PMD, and I'm going to give check code. So this gives me an outline of all the violations present and the kind of rules which are associated with the PMD which are being violated. So there are various list of rules which are being violated in terms of, for example, comment size, immutable field where you can add final and things like that. And there are also various degrees which have been identified or indicated over here. They have different views to show the data flow view as well as like for a particular method how the data flows, which would be useful in understanding of the code itself. We would now be running the third tool, which is check style, and I think I've already activated it. So you can see that the list of, the code areas which have been marked as yellow. So there have been comments by the check style tool. For example, in terms of indentation, the curly braces come and things like that. So to identify the smells for this, we would have to go through each of the line of code and see what each of the comment implies or means. So that is the third tool of check style. The last item of the agenda is to run metrics, tools for metrics, and we will be going through Code Pro Analytics as well as Jhawk. So when we run the Code Pro Analytics, this is a list of metrics which, this is for the refactor one. Let me go back. I'm going to right click, Code Pro Analytics, compute metrics. It's loading. And this is a list of metrics which are there. So it presents in terms of various conditions or metrics which have been considered. And we could also see, for example, if you go to the abstractness, we can see in terms of percentage, the lighter green is abstract and the other is concrete. Cyclomatic complexity and various other factors have been taken into account. So let me just run the same thing for the refactor code. So as you can see, the abstractness has been increased by approximately 2%, and the cyclomatic complexity or the lines per code has been decreased, and the number of methods per type has also been decreased. I'm going to run another tool, which is jhop. Due to the constraint of time, I'm just going to run this for the original code alone. So the process would be, I need to select the file, and I've chosen the ATM example, and then I would have to click analyze, and then I would go to results, and this is what I would view. So again, a lot of metrics have been taken into account in terms of the Halstead length, the number of classes, the comments, maintainability index. We could also see the various methods by package or classes by package and details like that. So for example, the metrics for this particular package is being considered. So that would be the end of our screencast. Thank you for watching.